So it's Friday and time for another mango report. We have had a lot of varieties of mangoes during this season, but we're getting toward the end of the season now. So not as many varieties, but we actually just recently started picking Keitt. And Keitt is the star of the show this week. We have a lot of Keitt, and a lot of the fruit are rather big. It's a nice Florida variety, very versatile. You can cook with it, you can dehydrate it, you can freeze it. It's good green, it's really good ripe, and so it's a really solid and versatile mango. A lot of the fruit are very big this season, and like the bigger the fruit, the longer it takes to ripen. We pick fruit when it's ready to pick, which is when it's mature, but it gets to be mature before it ripens. So big fruit, we actually ripened a very large fruit over the course of 2 weeks. So be patient. It turns out really well at the end, perfect flavor and everything. But if you want to have ripe fruit, you got to be patient with some of these. The good news, other than we have a very nice supply of Keitt mangoes, is that tomorrow we will be running a special on these fruit at $4.50 a pound. So good time to stock up. If you're wanting to make mango bread or dehydrate mango or freeze it, it's a good time to stock up on Keitt mango. But we have other varieties too. And some of these varieties are typical late season, like Neelam. Neelam is a smaller mango, classic Indian flavor, very nice. It's always one of our final four. We also have Orange Essence, which that's a very tasty fruit too. A lot of people say that Orange Essence has more orange flavor than orange sherbet. We have Carla, and that's really sort of the first Carla that we've been getting. We might have gotten one a few days ago, but Carla is a nice late season variety. Honeykiss, we have been picking Honeykiss for a while now, and we're into the last few of the season, but we will have that. Juliet, we have a few of those. Julie mango is a little bit earlier than Juliet, and so we don't really have Julie, but we do have some Juliet. Orange sherbet is something that we have, so that's, you can do your own taste comparison between Orange Essence and Orange Sherbet. Nice to have both of those varieties. We will have some Shui Hen Ta. That is a variety from Myanmar, and it has been very popular. Malika is one that we have a few of. It hasn't been a great year for us with our Malika trees, but we will have some. Valencia Pride. We don't have as many Valencia Pride trees as we used to. I mean, we used to have boxes and boxes of Valencia Pride, but I've top worked a few of those trees to varieties that we have not enough trees of, and so trying to make some more supply for certain varieties, but we do have some Valencia Pride fruit, so that will be available in the sales area also. There's a variety that is called Himsagar, but is probably a seedling of the real Himsagar. So we usually put USDA Himsagar on labels and stuff like that, because it is the Himsagar that is in the USDA collection. So either Florida Himsagar or USDA Himsagar. Excellent fruit, very productive, and it's a nice time to start looking for Himsagar. It's a later season fruit. Maha Chinook, that's been a very popular variety, and fortunately we've had pretty good supply of those. There's not a whole lot left on the trees, but we have some. It's another week for Venus. Venus is a late season variety, and we had some last week and we have some this week also. Sweet Tart has been a very productive variety. That's sort of one of its things. It's very popular fruit, and we've had a lot of fruit on our basically one tree, sort of 1.5 trees this season. Jakarta is a large fruit, late season, not in the latest of the late, but sort of the early late season, and we will have some of those. Jahangir is another variety that is a late season. The tree happens to be dwarf, and so it's not actually as dwarf as Julie. So I should just say it's a small tree, but it's been a good season for Jahangir, and we will have pretty much the last fruit of the season available tomorrow. Jahangir has a classic Indian flavor. It's just a very popular small tree. But the fruit don't really jump out and say buy me. The skin stays green, yellowish green sometimes, but the fruit itself is very tasty. We have Keitt again this week, and it looks like it's the last week for Keitt. Keitt is a late season variety, but it's not the latest of the late. We also have Palmer. Palmer, it's been a wonderful year for Palmer. We do have fruit for sale tomorrow, and we also have more fruit on the tree, so we will have possibly 2 more weeks of Palmer. Graham, I just had somebody talk to me about Graham. They got the fruit for the first time last week, and they said, wow, what a great fruit. And I'm like, yeah, everybody likes it as long as you don't let it get too ripe. But yeah, it's first time eating the fruit, and that guy just really was impressed. So that's one that we will have tomorrow also. Kathy, or K3, I can't believe this season has gone on as long as it has, because we had a lot of fruit earlier in the Kathy season, but we still have some fruit, so that will be available tomorrow. Lil Gem is a variety that we have a little bit of, and the fruit are fairly small but very tasty, so that's another variety available. And Ceci Love is a variety that we never have a lot of, but we will have a few available tomorrow also. And finally, final 2 are Zilindo Chinese, very nice fruit. It's also the parent of Venus and Kathy, something else. But it's very nice fruit on its own. You don't have to go for an offspring of it. It's I just like it as it is, the original Zilindo Chinese. And then the last one that I'm going to mention today, last one on the list, is Pettigrew. And Pettigrew is a variety that not many people grow, but it is excellent. It's, for most people, when it's ripe, has a coconut flavor, and as I've mentioned before on other videos, a lot of times when I taste it, I taste orange. It's just a difference in taste buds, but very nice fruit, fiberless. It's pretty much this size. I mean, it's close to the size of a big Keitt, and you know, it's a small tree, which is lovely to have big fruit on a small tree. We are probably at the end of the season or very close to the season. I didn't get a chance to look at that tree, so I don't know if there's a few more fruit left on it or not, but definitely a nice variety. So that's it for the mango report for this week, but I do have one Keitt mango here that seems like it's at a good stage to eat. So I was going to slice into that and see if I'm right, basically. It's not going to be awful if it's not at its best, not at its ripest, but it's, you see the juice coming out here of where I sliced? That's a good signal that it's ready to eat. And let's see here. Yeah, glistening with juice. So that is just gorgeous. Yeah, it's sweet and juicy. It's not, it doesn't have an overpowering flavor of any kind. It's just a nice mango flavor, and my goodness, each one of these fruits could fill you up. So anyway, those are the mango varieties that we will have tomorrow. You know, we're getting into just the late season mangoes, but when at the very end of the season, we have just like, well, at the very end, we just have one variety, but for a while we'll have only 4 varieties. But tomorrow we will have quite a list of varieties. I mean, I'm not sure how many, it's like 24 that I think it was 24 that I just told you all about. And so that's a pretty good selection for this time in the season. As we mentioned, even before we started picking mangoes, I think it's going to be a compressed season. The early season mangoes came in a little bit later, and the late season mangoes are coming in earlier than they normally do. So this is getting close to the last hurrah. So if you're a mango lover, you might want to get your mango fix in really soon to make sure that you can last all of the off season without fresh mangoes.